Hello Australia, welcome to episode 669 of The Couch. Had to look down because I cannot believe we're up to 669. Big show today. Let me tell you who's on the show. We're talking Dry July. That's happening right at the moment. We're going to talk to the CEO, Brett McDonald, very, very soon on Skype. Kevin Ludenegger, he's the Marketing and Business Development Manager for Palace Cinemas in WA. They are open again from the 2nd of July. They want your business and they'll tell you why you need to go down to Palace Cinemas all around Australia, but specifically for our Perth viewers, Rain Square. Wonderful, wonderful theatre. Talking travel with Steve Collins. He takes us to the Garn train and tells us all about that. Later we talk entertainment with Alexander Secosta. And then we've also got Annette Phillips and Andrew Eggleton that talk about the 2 app. It's called the 2 app. We're going to talk about that one. It's actually the Take 2 app. I'll tell you more about that. If you're interested in meeting someone new, this is the app for you. Music-wise, we've got Lauren Marsden performing for us. We give away some more of our fantastic tickets to Palace Cinema, and we've got a pair of glasses to give away too for Maui Gym Sunglasses. Stick around. This is The Couch. 669 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. You can see it from your house. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Hello Australia, welcome to another episode of The Couch. Thanks to Foxtel. We're back. This is our 4th show, I think, since coronavirus took us off the air. So we do value your fantastic viewing. And thanks for watching us as well, can I say, on our Facebook page. Over 3,000 to 4,000 people every week, loving it as well. Now, Dry July is back again. Even though we've been in COVID-19 sort of situation, we're back into business and we're trying to raise money for cancer research. And on the phone in Sydney, we've got the CEO of Dry July. His name is Brett McDonald. Thank you for being with us. You're on Skype.
Hey Fred, thanks for having me on air.
You're very, very welcome, Brett. Brett, tell us, how long has Dry July been running around Australia?
Yeah, this is actually our 13th campaign now. So and in that time, we've seen over 200,000 Aussies give their livers a break for July, and we've raised a whopping 50 million so far. So it's incredible.
Congratulations. That is an amazing achievement. For those people who don't know what Dry July is, and I think there'd only be a couple of people that don't, tell us how it works. What's it for?
Yeah, simply we ask people to go dry for the month of July, so abstain from alcohol, and raise money for cancer support services right across the country. We're working with some national organisations such as Cancer Council, Leukemia Foundation, Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia. So ask when people do abstain and sign up on the website at dryjuly.com, they then have a profile page where they can direct friends and family to head online and make a donation and leave a message of support.
So the basic gist of the actual fundraising, you give up alcohol for a month, and is it the money that they would have spent on alcohol goes into donating?
It can be, but largely it's people going out asking their friends or their network to make a donation because it's such a big challenge for the individual taking on the abstinence journey.
And can you tell me how is the money spent? Do you actually know if is it in research? Is it in the people that are suffering from cancer? How do you spend the money?
Yeah, it's really directed towards on-the-ground frontline services. So with Cancer Council, we're funding their 13 11 20 national support line. That sees over 30,000 calls throughout the year, so we're helping to support that. With Leukemia Foundation, we're funding their transport to treatment vehicle service as well as accommodation centres. We're also working with the McGrath Foundation to support and fund McGrath nurses, as well as Prostate Cancer Foundation to fund prostate cancer specialist nurses. We also fund a whole range of other things, such as purchasing new chemotherapy chairs for public hospitals, installing Wi-Fi, TV screens, brighting up a waiting room with new information or fresh look of paint, and maybe even a fish tank.
And you're also collecting money for wig libraries as well, I believe.
We are, yeah. We funded a few of those across the country, as well as scalp cooling caps that make these sorts of things make such a world of difference to people that are going through the toughest part of their lives.
And when we talk about facility refurbishments, is that for the people like the Cancer Council and things like that? You're actually helping them refurbish their offices?
No, we're actually, when we're talking about refurbishments, it's around the public hospitals. So if it's the waiting rooms, the wards, that's where those funds are directed first and foremost into, making the patient's journey a little bit more comfortable for their stay, or when they have, people coming to visit them when they're having their treatment, but it's that little bit more comfortable, just alleviating the stress and anxiety that comes with a cancer diagnosis.
What a wonderful idea. Making those patients and the families feel a bit more comfortable and relaxed is a big thing. Now, tell me, with COVID-19, coronavirus this year, how has that affected you and your ability to run this event?
Yeah, look, we have pivoted the campaign this year. We know it's been a year of challenges. So for this year only, we decided to make getting involved in Dry July just that little bit easier. So we do have the original 31-day challenge that is with first and foremost what we're wanting people to get involved in. But we do also have our dry-ish July options of 21 days or 14 days. So if anyone's watching that hasn't signed up to Dry July already, there's still a way to get involved. You can sign up and choose a 3-week challenge, and you can still support a local cancer service.
Fantastic. Now, does it end at the end of July, or can it carry on?
It can carry on. So sign-ups are open all throughout the month, as well as donations. And we're actually seeing, because we've changed the offering this year, we're actually seeing some participants sign up and do 100 days of abstinence. So it's really exciting to see that. So we'll be keeping the site open throughout the rest of the year to support those people that are doing different lengths of abstinence.
Well, tell us again, how do people get involved if they want to be part of Dry July? What's the best way? Do they go to the website?
Yeah, just head straight to the website, which is dryjuly.com. It's free to sign up. You'll have a profile page. I would certainly recommend creating a team, getting some friends and family involved. Definitely strengthen numbers to get you through the challenge.
Now, can people donate, those people who don't want to do Dry July, but maybe they want to help you with a bit of finance? Can companies and corporate people donate directly to Dry July?
Yes, they certainly can. So heading on to the website, you can choose any one of our beneficiaries in the search field on the website, and you can make a direct donation onto those organisation beneficiary pages there.
Do we have any big names that have signed up that we can mention, or not yet?
Every year we have Adam Spencer, our patron. He put us on the map way back in 2008, and he's been a huge supporter and advocate for us. So he's definitely involved and leading the charge this year for us.
Well, thank you very much, Brett, for being with us today. We hope you have an amazing success for the month of July 2020. We've had a lot of obstacles this year, but this is such a positive fundraiser for charities when it comes to cancer research and cancer treatment. Was there anything else, just quickly, you wanted? Have we left anything out that we haven't covered?
Yeah, look, I'd just say, there's still time to register. Starting from tomorrow, there's still 4 weeks in July, so it's still a big, significant challenge worthy of some great donations, and it'll make a real difference to so many people. So thank you for all your support.
Well done. Thank you very much, Brett. Thanks for hanging in there, and thanks for doing the call today on Skype with us. And we want everybody to go on that website, dryjuly.com, support this fantastic cause. Thank you to Brett. You can go back to having the rest of your Sunday off. Thank you again.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
We'll talk to you after the event and find out how it all went.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you. That is, of course, Brett McDonald, who's the CEO of Dry July, and we want everybody to get involved. A fantastic, fantastic event. And they look after so many people, which is wonderful at this time with coronavirus being so big in our lives. Somebody else that's big in our lives, a lady I met on a boat cruise once, on a dinner or lunch, I think it was, here in Perth. Her name is Lauren Marsden. She's an amazing singer. She's going to perform for us Son of a Preacher Man, set to stage. Here she is.
Billy Ray was a preacher's son, and when his daddy reveals it, he'd come along. When he gathered around and started talking, that's when Billy would take me walking. After the backyard we'd go walking, and then he'd look into my eyes. Lord knows, to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh, oh, yes, he was. it isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When he started sweet talking to me, he'd come and tell me everything is alright. He'd kiss and tell me everything is alright. Can we get away again tonight? The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. Ooh, yes, he was. Now, well, I remember the look that was in his eyes, stealing kisses from me on the sly, taking time to make time, telling me that he's all mine, learning from each other's knowing, looking to see how much we've grown. And the only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh, yes, he was. He was a sweet-talking son of a preacher man. He was a sweet-talking son of a preacher man. He was a sweet-talking son of a preacher man.
Lauren Marsden performing for us live on the couch, and we'll have her on later in the show. Thank you, Lauren. Hopefully we won't run out of time. Now, everything's opening up again around Australia, and our good friends at Palace Cinemas have done just that. July the 2nd, they opened up. I'm sure those people who were craving a movie or two have already rushed in there, or maybe just to go and have a drink at one of their bars or restaurants. Today we've got the Marketing and Business Development Manager for our Rain Square office here in Perth, our brand new Palace Cinema. His name is Kevin, and he's talking to our very own Paul Elwin. Over to you, Paul.
Yes, indeed. Kevin, welcome. This is huge, like everything's coming back, so I'm guessing like you've been like insanely busy getting everything back to order and keeping an eye on what's coming in as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think to say busy is an understatement. We're behind the scenes now over the whole pandemic. We've been working tirelessly and endlessly, just trying to keep up to date with everything, all the changing restrictions week on week, month on month, and sometimes even daily. Yep. Trying to sign up all the new content, releases, and just trying to get back to normal. So you've been like keeping your ear on the phone, watching the internet, everything to try and find out what is coming in. So for you, I remember you were mentioning like there were some festivals and such that were meant to happen beforehand. COVID hit and everything. And from what I know now from you, like it's coming back now, like some of the festivals that you originally had organised? Yeah, that's correct. So fittingly on Bastille Day, so on the 14th of July, cool. Just basically next week, we're relaunching the second half of the French Film Festival that we did have to cut at the start of the pandemic. So basically we're just kicking off where we left off, and we're going to do a few little incentives and offers and all that just to get everyone back in, but it's going to be great just to kick off our festival season with the French Film Festival again. And then you've got other ones coming through the whole year, and from what I understand, it's all the blockbusters is the main issue at the moment, because like they initially promised all of these blockbusters at the start of the year, and then that hits, but from what I understand, you also have like a huge selection of current ones and also independent movies coming in as well? Yeah, that's right. So Palace is very lucky that we show both mainstream content and the best of art house foreign films and quality independent cinema. So we do actually have a huge catalogue of films that we can draw on, and we're very lucky that we're the only cinema operator that could open up with a month's worth of new releases straight off the bat. Because it's a bit different for like state by state as well, isn't it? The rules and everything, what you can show and what you can do. So that's kind of what's been keeping you on your toes as well. Yeah, very much so. Logistical, it's been very interesting logistically, but I think we've got it all sorted, and from our first couple of weeks of operation now, the customers seem to be loving it too. Oh, that's good. Cool. And so do you know what movies is going to be like coming off the bat like straight away for everyone to check out? Or yeah, so there's a couple of titles that we're pretty excited about. Things like Baby Teeth, July 23. There's a bit of a critics buzz around that one. It's a romance comedy drama about a seriously ill teenage girl that ends up falling in love with a drug dealer and basically turns into her family's worst nightmare. Oh, wow. So that one's coming out, and that's going to be pretty interesting. Another one that is showing now rather, but it'll stay around for a while, is Waves. It's a drama set in South Florida, so quite a vibrant film to view and to watch. And it's about processing grief and loss and how the family involved in the film
And
actually
it's set in
handles that.
California.
In southern Florida.
Sorry, Florida,
Yeah,
Cool.
that's going to be a good one to catch as well.
Oh, nice. Now, what's the best way, like if people, I'm sure people have been wanting to get back into the whole cinema experience, with part of going out and everything, myself included. So what's the best way they can do this? Is it all on the website, or what's the best way they can actually, get those tickets and check it out? And
Yeah, we do prefer the contactless forms of payment, so website as well as tap and go in cinema.
Yep.
But we do have options complete with proper hygiene practices and changing gloves and that kind of thing if you do want to pay cash. But just because of the restrictions and how fast things are selling out at the moment, we prefer online in advance. And that way,
so get on the website and book, and that's the best way to
safest way
do you
to
get
do
your
it.
seatings and everything allocated, or is it when you?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
So it's all taken care
all
of.
allocated, and our computer algorithm works out all the seating restrictions in the cinema, so
That's
you're not
cool.
sitting near anyone, and that way
so it's all set up for you.
exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Oh man. So how has it been overall, the whole experience for you, like getting everything, ready? And do you think everything will be back to a kind of normal now, or is it still going to be, in a while, or a year or something?
Yeah, I'd say longer than a year. Quite honestly, how the pandemic's unfolding around the world really does dictate how we can respond and the content we can show back to our customers. But this is honestly giving us a great chance to highlight and put the spotlight on smaller independent films as well as Australian content.
Well, that's pretty good for everyone. So thanks so much, Kevin, for talking to us about Palace and movies that are coming up right now.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
Thanks
Thanks,
very much. Back to me, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Kevin, just a quick question for you. Do we still have to distance at the cinemas?
In Western Australia at the moment, yes, and particularly in other states that we operate in, there are different restrictions, but we're lucky over here in WA, in about 2 weeks, we go back to completely normal.
Well, I guess if we can have 60,000 people at the football stadium, I'm sure we can have 1,000 people at Palace Cinema. Now, I'm going to give away some tickets in a minute, but those people who have bought vouchers and gift vouchers, they're still all valid, aren't they?
Yes, and we're actually extending all expired memberships and vouchers for the duration of the closure.
Beautiful. And the other thing is, give us a reason, because a lot of people don't know. I don't know, Paul probably doesn't know this yet. There's an amazing bar there. You can buy food from lots of the retailers in the Rain Square. Plus, you've got your Palace Platinum, which provides food as well. Is that all up and running?
Platinum will open up in a couple of weeks again, but right now they're just basically pay a couple of extra dollars and you get the full experience just without the service. So a little bit of luxury, just as a teaser, really.
Only a couple of dollars, eh?
Yeah.
And what about the parking? Because that was a big issue. People couldn't afford $15, $20. Is it still park your car, take the ticket up to the counter at the bar, they'll validate it, and you only pay, is it $5?
$5 in the evenings and weekends at our Rain Square location, but most of our sites around the country have these kind of offers as well.
I think you're going to see Paul there. That $2 is getting him in. That $2 you get all those extra.
No, just all
the
the
kids
movies
over
coming
there
up as
saying,
well.
we want to do it,
they wanna
Dad, and your
watch
wife
some
does
stuff
too. Kevin, thank you very much. All the best of luck. We'll have you back on again. I think we promoted most of those movies that you had out a couple of weeks ago on the couch, which was great as well. But we've got some tickets to give away. Now, if you haven't seen what Palace Cinema looks like, have a look at this. How fantastic. It feels like we're in a gold class cinema, and it is. It's got an amazing bar, restaurants, theatres. All their theatres have leather seating in it, and they are just amazing. The best popcorn, best food, best wine, and best of all, we're still giving away tickets here on the couch. We've got 2 of the normal tickets, which are pretty good, because there's still leather seats, and pay a few dollars extra and you might be able to upgrade those. But the Platinum, in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to use these. These are what other cinemas called Gold Lounge, but Platinum, as you know, when you've got a gold card and you've got a Platinum, Platinum's better. It's actually higher than gold. So that's why we're giving away 2 of each. To win those tickets, very, very simple. All you have to do is SMS your name and address to 0439 929 929. Guess what the code word is? Palace. Why would it be anything else? Because we want you to remember Palace Cinema. They are the best. They're here in Perth. Fantastic new location at Rain Square, and please support them and get involved. And if you've got any events that are coming up and you want a place to host them, ring Kevin at Palace Cinema and speak to him, because he's got some fantastic venues, and they do a great job, and the staff are doing a great job as well. Now, we'll give those tickets away during the week, so please SMS us right now, only 2 of each, to 2 different people. And that should be a reason to go to Palace Cinema. If you haven't got the tickets, go online and check them out, palacinemas.com.au, and you can buy your tickets there as well. Thanks to Kevin, thanks to Paul, and thanks to you at home. We'll be back with more of The Couch right after this. Well done. Welcome back to The Couch. Nice to have your company on episode 669. Thank you to all those people who've been entering our competition for the sunglasses, and also for our Spin It to Win It thanks to Goliath Games. We'll have some details about that very soon, so stay tuned. If you want to win some sunglasses, they could be worth up to $500. You choose them yourself. Listen in, because after this segment, we're going to give you a chance of doing that. Welcome back to Alexander Acosta.
Thank you, Fred. Happy to be back.
With new hairstyle and all.
That's right.
Is this because you were in Corona lockdown, you sort of left your hair grow?
That's right. I was growing it long to be Gaston, and now since that's postponed, nice and short.
Yep, looks good.
Summer. Thank you.
And how are you going? Has work picked up as a comedian?
Yeah, I started to audition for stuff again, which is good.
Yep.
Not just Corona ads as well, which is nice.
No, look, I think it's fantastic. And I think we're doing really well in the state, and hopefully businesses will pick up again. But your business is entertainment.
That is
and,
correct.
I believe
Let's
there's
talk
lots of
entertainment.
news. What's happening with Kanye?
Kanye, or Ye, as his friends call him.
Ye.
He's released what has been dubbed the ugliest shoes ever, but personally, I don't think they're that ugly.
Really?
They're the foam runners. Some people say they're a cross between like a washing basket and a velociraptor skull, which I think is kind of poetic.
They look like those ones, the rubber ones you wear in Bali.
Yeah, like Crocs.
Yes, but sealed.
But sealed, yeah. So $109, sold out instantly.
Really?
Yeah.
And he owns that brand, does he?
Yeezys, yeah.
The Kanye shoes.
And there's nothing he can't do, because he literally today announced that he'll probably be running for president.
Really? Well, anyone can win that.
Yeah, well, there we go. President Ye,
reckon.
First Lady Kim Kardashian.
Fantastic. Well, good luck to him too. If he makes another $1 billion.
Elon Musk said he'll be his running mate.
Are you serious? Well, why not? They use the name, don't they? I should bring out a fashion item.
Vice President Musk.
Yep.
That sounds right.
I think it leaves me thinking I might bring out a new pair of shoes somewhere. The new thongs from Australia. But what's happening with Anne Hathaway?
So Anne Hathaway was talking to Hugh Jackman over like a Skype-esque interview, and they were discussing directors, and she spoke about Christopher Nolan and how he apparently doesn't allow chairs on any of his sets at all.
Really?
Because it means people are sitting down and not working.
Oh, so you mean this is the director?
Christopher Nolan, Dark Knight, Inception, new movie Tenet coming out this year.
So if you get a job on one of his movies, don't. If you want to sit down.
But
because you
apparently, because his budget, he's always come under budget and on schedule. So maybe there's something to it by not having chairs on the set.
And I guess if that's the way he operates.
Yeah, but he answered back through a spokesperson saying that it's not that he doesn't have chairs on the set, he doesn't have chairs around the monitor where the director is watching the takes on the set. So it's more he doesn't like to be crowded around. But he doesn't allow cell phones or smoking on the set.
Oh, okay,
which
good
is
to know.
Appropriate, really, when you think
You're going
about
for
it.
any roles with him?
Yeah, so if Christopher Nolan's out there, can he contact me? Because I don't mind. I'll never sit down again.
He'll stand up as much as you
I'm
do.
happy to stand the entire time. I'll stand right now.
Well, we'll put your pitch together. Now, Zac Efron, is it Byron Bay?
Byron Bay. I swear, Byron Bay has turned into this
I saw
place.
some footage of him.
It bought a house in Byron Bay recently. Really loves Australia. He's going to move in there. Going to live amongst the Hemsworths, so Chris Hemsworth and Liam Hemsworth. Elle McPherson lives there. I swear, Byron Bay has turned into like a Where's Wally, but
Where all
for
the
hot
rich people want to live there.
Yeah.
I actually saw a picture of him with one of those, what do you call those hats that you wear that's like a ski hat?
A balaclava?
Sort of, without the hat. So there's his house
beanie?
that we believe he's living in.
Yeah.
So is this confirmed? He's definitely living in
definitely
Australia?
going to purchase a house. Whether he'll live here permanently is another story.
So
But
I'm assuming he's not an Australian citizen. So
No.
what would he do? Come here for 9 months and then go back, but still while you're here?
I mean, that's what the Hemsworths do.
Yeah,
so,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So fantastic. We've got
Another celebrity joins the
another
Byron
one.
Bay.
Byron Bay, just like Home and Away.
Just like
Byron
Home and
Bay.
Away, except with more famous
Now,
people.
Chris Lilly, I feel sorry for him.
This is an
because what
interesting
happened with
thing.
all the
So his 4 shows were pulled from Netflix due to the problematic nature of some of the characters that he plays in the shows.
Now, you're a comedian. Before we talk about his case, what do you make of it? As a comedian, you know you do a lot of funny stunts and stand-up. Do you find that we've gone ridiculous with this too far?
I do think that we have to appreciate that when it comes to comedy, it is more nuanced than simply trying to punch down and make fun of something. More often than not, a lot of comedians who are talented, it's a layered approach to comedy. So you're actually approaching it not by punching down, but by actually trying to illuminate like what is racism and what is classism and all these things. And that's what I think was really his aim with a lot of his shows. And maybe sometimes it didn't hit the mark.
I loved all his shows.
But I don't think there was like a malintent behind it.
No, and I think he played some of the Lebanese characters and some of those. And people felt offended. But it's actually the people that he was impersonating didn't care.
That's right. And that's where there's the kind of the principle of like virtue signaling, that the people who are coming forward to say that he's wrong aren't necessarily the people that it directly was imitating.
Well, look, we can go with a lot of shows on TV.
It's the big
we watch one at the moment called Are You Being Served?
Yes.
And, you know, Mr. Humphreys with his I'm free.
Yeah, I'm free.
And Mrs. Slocum with her pussy problems, right? And we're talking about a cat.
Yes.
All of these would have to be removed off air.
Well, that's the thing. If we continue down this kind of cancel culture path, we are going to essentially we can't get rid of history.
That's what I mean.
We can't just cancel
by
every
getting
single
rid
show.
of the monuments that remind us, like the comedians, old footage, old TV shows, history has already been plastered.
Yes.
You're not changing history.
No.
And the same with, I don't know, you're old enough to remember a show called Kingswood Country.
No.
Now, Ted used to have a Greek or Italian son-in-law.
Right.
And he used to call him a wog. And he used to say, leave the money on the fridge, wog.
Yeah.
All of that's been pulled. Apparently, you know, it's offensive to Europeans, but I'm a European. I've never found that offensive.
Right.
So what's happening with Chris Lilly? Has he lost any money out of this?
He hasn't made an official statement. He released a video on his social media from a clip from the show, actually, where the character talks about
Is it Jonah?
himself.
Is that
Jonah from Tonga.
But, you know, it's brought so much laughter to so many people. He played a lady, a young girl, was it Janae? And I never forget, she was sponsoring these kids on World Vision.
That's right. Yeah.
And one day she went through all the photos and she said, yeah, I'll keep that one. No, I won't. She hasn't replied to me. And all the ones that they didn't reply to her, she flicked the cards forward. And someone said, so what's happening with them? She goes, they die because there's no food. I won't be sending them anything. But we know it's being over the top, but it's funny.
I think it's a satire and a later.
So what's comedy going to be like in the future?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe
Crazy,
at a certain point you just won't be able to say anything, so you'll just get up on stage and then say thank you very much and leave.
Well, I don't like the new look, but I guess if everybody supports it. Now, acclaimed actor and director Carl Reiner has passed away.
98 years old, had a very good innings.
What was he famous for?
I knew him from the Ocean's 11, 12 and 13 films. Movies. He was in those, but he's had quite a big career. He was in the Mad, Mad World.
There he is there.
Yeah, there he is there. Yeah.
Very
talented. Actor. Worked with Mel Brooks as well.
Very well known in the industry.
Very well known.
And passed away age of 98, did you say?
98.
Well, he's had a good innings, I think.
Very much so.
So, you know, commiserations and condolences to his family as well. And I'd say they're probably around the same age.
Yeah.
Now, Cirque du Soleil, the French I heard about this the other day.
This is unfortunate.
They've gone bust.
Gone bankrupt, yes.
And, you know, people don't realise, I heard that it's costing like $5 million or something just to set these shows up. So people, when you pay your $50 for the ticket, it all goes back to relocating them. There's a lot of actors that are all foreigners. They're not local actors.
Correct.
And unfortunately with coronavirus,
literally all their income was cut. So because they are based purely off performing, and when you cannot perform, it means that they went to basically zero income. They stood a lot of them down, but unfortunately now they've actually had to let a lot of them go. And it's kind of worrying because really, it's not exactly the skill set that then transfers into like another job.
And you couldn't. Nobody else could do what they do.
No,
and it's an amazing setup.
And they will, once it's restructured, come back. But in the meantime, all of these fantastic artists are kind of just left.
Do you know what I'd love to see? Ziggy, or one of our Twiggy. Sorry, not Ziggy. Twiggy
Forrest
from our the mining guy here from WA. Someone like him should buy it.
Yeah, why not?
Because there's lots of money to be made. It's such a fantastic way of supporting the arts as well.
Yeah, mining and the arts together.
Never heard of it, but you never know. It could work. Anything else?
That's everything for entertainment.
Well done, Alexander. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Now, we're talking about sunglasses, and let me tell you about these. The sunglasses we're talking about are Maui Gym Sunglasses. We've got 6 weeks of them to give away, and what we'd love to do is get people, look at these glasses, they're beautiful. If you would like to win one of these pair of glasses, now we've been running this for 3 weeks, and I think people are getting a little bit confused, so let me tell you how it works. You get a voucher. You can actually go online on their website, and you just pick whatever pair of glasses you want. But all you have to do is nominate a hero. Pretty easy. If you think your dad, your brother, your cousin, or yourself, you can nominate yourself as a hero. During the coronavirus, the lockdown, if we call it that, why were you a hero or why was somebody else a hero? You need their name or your name, your address, and then the person you're nominating and why they are a hero. That's as easy as it is. SMS us the details to 0439 929 929 and that's all we need from you. The content needs to be, I nominate Fred for being a hero because he was working at 6PR during the coronavirus for the whole time. That's as easy as it has to be. You could win. And if you do, you'll take away one of the vouchers. Now, we've given away 2 pairs of glasses, but I've got the official adjudicator. Wonder Woman, thank you for being here. How many tickets have we got? How many vouchers? What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4? 4. Thank you very much, Wonder Woman. Always a Wonder Woman. I was just about to sing the song, but I won't. But thank you very much to the wonderful people at Maui Gym Sunglasses. And check out the website if you want to buy some yourself without the voucher. But I would say enter now if you want to win. And this goes for anyone around Australia or the world can enter. Now, talking travel. We're getting back into it. Steve Collins.
Yes, hello, I'm a hero. Oh, sorry, no, hetero. Hetero, I got it wrong.
And then a hero comes along.
Yes.
What are we talking about? Because a lot of people are saying, where can we travel?
Well, we're still travelling in Australia, and I'm going to talk about the Garn today. Now, that is one of the best train trips you can do. Fortunately, the Northern Territory and South Australia, because it runs between Adelaide and Darwin, although the one I did was from Darwin to Adelaide.
And they're working at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting back to it at this stage. But it's a fantastic trip. I did it quite a few years ago, and it's just when you traverse Australia, it's absolutely fabulous because you really get an idea of how big we are. But this started in Darwin, and it's a huge train. It's around about 1 kilometre long, and there's so many carriages.
I was going to say, how many people do you know roughly what it can hold?
Well, what they do is they have a couple of different types. They have red class, which is sit down the whole way. A lot of people travel between towns. They use that. They also have gold class, which gives you your own roomette. Beautiful. And they have platinum class, which gives you your own roomette, but you have a proper bed in it.
So it gives you
the
somebody
gold
else's
class,
room.
You have sort of more bunks. And that's one of the little rooms.
It's very
there.
luxurious, isn't it?
It is really luxurious, and they all have, of course, your own facilities on board. And every 6 carriages or so, they have a lounge. Now, this is where part of this was an Anzac Day special. So this was near Anzac Day a few years ago. And this is the Arthur River War Cemetery. And the reason why this is so important is because during the bombing of Darwin, those that lost their lives, this is where they are buried. So it's one of the few war cemeteries in Australia where people are actually killed in Australia.
And the train actually stops there.
And yeah, we stopped here. You can see that a lot of people just waiting to get on. But it's a great trip.
So would you say that, a lot of people out there are saying, but we can't travel everywhere at the moment. Yes, but this is the sort of thing you may want to do instead of travelling overseas.
Yeah,
save your money.
It's like doing a cruise on a train because that's what it is. Now, the thing about it is, if you're going gold or platinum class, there's an open bar, so you're encouraged to go down, and that's top
good
shelf
food and good accommodation.
Oh, the food's brilliant, and the food is very regional as well.
So it comes from the places you're travelling to Adelaide.
It comes from the places you go for, and of course, being based in Adelaide, there's brilliant
How
wines
far
on
does
board.
it go, Steve? I know you said Adelaide to the Northern Territory.
Yeah.
Does it travel around Australia?
No. It just goes in a straight line, pretty much up through South Australia, through to Alice Springs.
So I'd have to fly to Adelaide or drive to Adelaide when we can.
And I would recommend if you've not been to Darwin before, then it's best to start in Adelaide and go up. But of course, I've been to Darwin quite a few times because I have a son that lives there. But here we are in Katherine, and the other thing about the Ghan is you have all of these tours that are part of it, and this is doing Katherine Gorge, and Katherine Gorge is absolutely fabulous. Now, when we did this, it was just after the wet season, so there was a lot of water in it. I've done Katherine Gorge 3 times, and this is the most water I've seen. But you get out and you go for a little walk because there are the most incredible Aboriginal rock paintings there. It's just remarkable to see these things in real life, and knowing that they've been there for thousands of years. It's just stunning. But this is just one of the activities you do on board.
Yep.
And then from there, from Catherine, you go, and it's overnight.
Yep.
To get to Darwin, to Alice Springs. Now, Alice Springs is about 1,200 kilometres, and here we are, we're at the old telegraph station, which is why Alice Springs was settled in the first place, because there was a little bit of permanent water there, and it's the most beautiful place. The colours of the town of Alice Springs are wonderful. I like reptiles. You had a choice of tours, and I went to the reptile park. The other one was a camel ride, and I thought, well, I'm not going to burden the camel with me, thanks very much. And here's Alice. This is the main street of Alice. Just wonderful, a wonderful town. The dead centre of Australia, almost.
Incredible
beautiful
place.
City. You can see how long the train is. I couldn't even get the full length of the train is.
I was lucky enough to go there a couple of years ago. It is incredible.
It is beautiful. Go. And then from then you keep heading south. And our next stop was at Port Augusta. Now at Port Augusta, we got off the Ghan and we got on. Oh, here we go. This is on board. This is this is afternoon tea, the tea and scones, etc. At Port Augusta, we got off. It's the most beautiful station there, and we got on an old steam train to do the Pitchy Ritchie Railway through the Flinders Ranges. Now, this is a historic old steam train, and it was a really great trip, and it's full of all these historic carriages. That go back really to World War II, because this was one of the ways they moved troops up to Alice Springs, was on the old Ghan. This is the new Ghan. The new Ghan's got a different route from the old Ghan. But I love steam trains. I love trains.
It's something special.
Yeah, you can tell how hard a steam locomotive is working by the amount of spoke and the noise it makes, and it's absolutely.
I remember doing one of the steam trains in New Zealand, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah, no, they are. They're just
it's a different
fabulous.
holiday, isn't it, Steve?
So look at that. That's going up a big gradient, but it is a different holiday. And it's only about an hour. You go to Corn, which is the town in the Flinders Ranges, and it's really good. And then from there, we just hopped on again, and we headed down to Adelaide. But we had a
How
really
long
good
would a trip take?
It took we started off in the morning, and it took 2 nights and so 2 full days and 2 nights.
That's actually quite good. So
it's a long trip, and it was just a fabulous way to see Australia.
Now, for all those people who are saying, I don't want to travel overseas, it's not for me at the moment. It might be another year before we can travel overseas.
That's exactly
maybe
right.
A little bit more.
This is this is a good way to see.
You would suggest, and you've done it, haven't you? So you would say it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and of course the ideal thing is when you get to Darwin, get up there and do a little bit of touring. Hire a camper van. That's one of the best ways to get to see that part of the Northern Territory.
If you are in Adelaide or Darwin, it's perfect for you at home right now watching this to say, well, let's give them a call and see if it's running.
Yeah.
When is it running? And I would say you'll be get some great prices as well, because it is the winter season. It's usually a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it's called the dry season in the Territory.
Fantastic.
Because the days are clear. And there's not a lot of humidity around. The days are just beautiful at this time of year.
And that is the Ghan Railway. There is another one that travels around Australia.
There's Indian Pacific, which travels from Sydney to Perth.
That's a different one, and that won't be running at the moment.
There is no train that actually travels around Australia.
Excellent. Steve, if people want more information, what's your website?
Steve Collins, travelcorrespondent.com.
On the screen right now. Thank you very much. Can't wait for your next destination.
I have no idea yet. I've got to work out where and when we can go.
Fantastic. And if you've got some destinations there that you'd like us to take you to, send us an email at The Couch, of course, fred@thecouch.com.au. Find the details for our website, thecouch.com.au, and I'll pass it on to Steve and he can look into it for you. Steve, thanks very much for being here.
Pleasure.
As always, interesting places. So even though we're in coronavirus semi-lockdown, there are still places we can all travel within our own borders. So thank you very much for that. And we'll take a quick break, come back and talk about this amazing new app, 2-minute app they call it. It's interesting. We'll talk about that next. Welcome back to the couch. Nice to have your company. Hope you're doing well wherever you are around Australia, and I hope you're coping with restrictions and border closures around your part of the woods. If you're in Melbourne, we understand what you're going through, and here in WA we're doing really, really well, and we wish everywhere in Australia was doing the same. So all the best to all the states that aren't as well off as WA when it comes to health, and all our people. Just wish you all the best all around Australia. Nisha, as always, we wish you all the best. You've got a fantastic local app made in WA for Australians and anyone else that wants it as well. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Fred. So I'm very pleased today to have on the couch Annette and Andrew. Welcome.
Thanks very much, Nisha.
Now, you're talking about something of great passion to me as a psychologist as well, but importantly, a really proactive app called Take Two, aimed at well-being. And the reason we like apps and we love technology is its accessibility, but also this is based on evidence, which I really like. I think it's really important that we channel all the knowledge we have and we provide it to the people, so to speak. So, Annette, I'll target my first question at you, and are you able to tell me a bit about Take Two? What's the story behind Take Two?
Well, Take Two is a beautifully designed mindfulness app, and it's focused on relationships. And it's a tool designed to be used daily so that it enhances your experience of love and relationships. And because it's an app, it's like having support in your pocket 24/7.
Love that. And I think there's a lot of evidence around sustaining and maintaining our well-being on a regular basis daily through apps. But importantly, mindfulness, positive psychology, as you mentioned to me earlier before we came on. Give me an example of when, I guess, and this could be from feedback from a client or yourself, when you've utilised the app and what the experience is like.
Well, I'd like to talk about two things there.
Yeah,
so a woman met me and she said, "Oh, you created that app. This is how my husband and I use it every night. When he gets home from work, she says, would you like your gift for today?" And they sit and they open the box and out comes their quotes and that's how they use it. But how I use my app is I set the app for 8 o'clock every morning so I can start my day in a positive way and be mindful about how I show up in our relationship because we've been together 28 years.
Wonderful.
And, things happen.
It's a really important opportunity, and I know, Andrew, you've mentioned this too, about being reminded that your partner's thinking of you.
Yeah, very much so. It's particularly if you're working away, which I do a lot, and I know a lot of West Australians work away, you're distant from your family. It's nice to be reminded that you're still being thought about and to send a reminder back to your family that they're being thought about. Staying in touch without an overcommitment or...
It's wonderful that cognitive behavioural therapy actually sits behind a lot of these quotes, right? Because it's like a positive affirmation, but it's often you can have two people in a similar situation, but what differentiates their response and their resilience is their explanatory style. And what I like about the quote is that you're reading that and you're reflecting back on that, whether it's from your partner or from you, right?
That's right. And also, Nisha, on that point, we have two quotes. We have a science-based quote with that evidence you were talking about, and then we have an inspirational quote.
Oh, right.
So one of my favourite quotes comes from Dr. John Gottman, who says 69% of all relationship problems are perpetual and you cannot change them. So I just don't have those arguments with Andrew anymore.
Andrew seems like a pretty calm guy.
Yeah, I am at the moment. Not always.
He's been reading all these quotes.
Yeah.
Well, it's also based on the power of a deep breath, and there's it's a 2-minute practice so that you can sort of interrupt if you're feeling a bit of stress, sort of circuit break and take a deep breath and shift your perspective with the app.
Yeah, wonderful. So it takes into consideration like physical strategies such as breathing, so a major contemplative practice, but then also obviously the psychology of the mind, the cognitive side. So if I get onto the app, there's a number of questions perhaps that I'm asked so that it uses that information to provide me with those quotes.
That's right. Yeah. So the third page, after you've done your 5 best qualities and your partner's, is what you need more of, and there are things like affection, communication, attention, respect, help with chores, There's a list of things that you...
How are you with chores, Andrew?
I think I'm pretty good. I don't do much else but chores.
We should do a 360-degree feedback and how is he with chores.
He's pretty good. He doesn't do too much chores.
And see, you're using that now. You know he doesn't, so it's okay. So we just...
Yeah.
Andrew's my biggest support. He has a lot of great qualities.
Beautiful. That's really lovely. I think that positive psychology of knowing yourself and knowing the other person, whether it's a relationship with your partner or even if it's a relationship with someone at work or a friend, kids. Yeah. So can you use it sort of for all friendship or relationships?
Absolutely. Yes. So what was your quote for today?
I don't know, but I do want to point out that sometimes I get my quote for the day. I feel it's relevant not just for me, but I will forward that on to a friend or someone who I know or who I think may be able to get a bit of enjoyment from that perspective.
Lovely. I think it's so important. The government has Act, Belong, Commit as one of their key campaigns, and I think this app certainly is aligned with that as well. Now, we are running out of time, so we will have you back on, I'm sure, because it's such a great app and we'll talk more. But where do people find out more about the app?
So it's on the App Store, and it's Take Two, 2 words, TAKTWO, and we're at the first listing on the App Store.
Wonderful.
2 minutes to a better relationship.
Beautiful. It's very economical and accessible.
Correct. It's $1.49 for a lifetime of science-based and inspirational quotes.
Yeah, I think
so it's a gift. It was a gift to humanity, not really a money-making venture.
That's absolutely beautiful. And Andrew, thank you so much for joining us on The Couch. We'll have all of your information up on our website, thecouch.com.au, as well as our Facebook page. All the best. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Fred.
Fantastic. Quick question for you.
Yes.
Why do people need to get this app? I have heard what it does, but just be very quick. Look at camera one over there and tell them why they need this app.
People need this app because the most fundamental finding from positive psychology is that strong personal relationships have the greatest impact on your life satisfaction. Doesn't matter how much money you have, strong personal relationships are what make you satisfied in life.
And would you say because of the coronavirus and the break we've all had at home, this is something that might actually help us all?
Absolutely. I think it's a great app for anyone, anywhere.
Yep. And as you were saying, for your husband Andrew, of course, I love the fact that I learnt from you, Andrew, that you know when not to say anything. And that's, how many years did you say? 28 years?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I've been listening, 28 years. Well done. And I just need to ask you one more question. Where did you get that shirt from, Andrew?
Oh, Annette, of course. She purchased it for me.
Well done. Was that one of the
Can't
gifts?
do a product placement at the moment.
Well done. I love the colour coordination. Thank you, Nisha, as well. Look, Take Two app. It may change your life in just 2 minutes. That's what they're saying. $1.49. Hey, that's not even a packet of chips. Give it a try. What can you lose apart from a couple of minutes? So it may actually improve your life, and I think it will if these people are anything to judge by. It is local, it is wonderful. It's nice to see local businesses doing well again and getting back in there, and they're trying to help us all. Mental health is a big issue, and I think this is one way of helping us all. We'll take a break. Be back with more of The Couch right after this. We're talking movies. Well done. Thank you very much.
Can we get a photo?
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. Many people have been at home isolating. Many kids haven't been to uni. They've been doing it all online. Everything has gone online and has been quite successful. People who thought they could never work online are now working online. So today we're talking about the Perth International Revelation Film Festival. We've got Susie Warner here, the Communications Manager, to talk to her about this year's event. We're talking to Nisha. Hello.
Lovely. Thank you, Fred. Susie, very excited to have you back on The Couch. You're a regular.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. It's so good to be back.
Now, very excited about Couched, is that correct?
That's right.
So
Couched.
This is the online event Fred mentioned that's starting.
It is. Yeah. So, normally at this time of the year we'd be smack bang in the middle of our big festival, but things are different. Like everything's different. So we've taken our event online and we've called it Couched. And
because you're very fond of us here at
That's
The Couch.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a it's a nod to Fred.
Yeah.
So we're encouraging you to sit on your couch and watch some amazing films from all around the world.
Beautiful. And as Fred mentioned earlier too, has been a very different time for us all over the last few months. And what an opportunity to have something that you're familiar with from a cultural diversity point of view. You said something for everyone, so what can we expect?
Well, there are literally films, there is something for everyone from every corner of the globe, all of the lines you can use there. Yeah. There's just documentaries, there's sci-fi, there's horror, there's comedy, there's independent mumblecore type films. So there's absolutely everything. We've got a bunch of shorts, some experimentals. We're putting in Q&As as well. So,
wow, beautiful. Yeah, okay, because I know that's something you do so well at Revelation is you actually have that interactive part as well. People can ask questions.
So in our normal life, we have lots of Q&As where you can actually, there's nothing better than seeing a film and then being able to talk to the filmmaker and ask them questions. How did you do that? So we're bringing that concept into this where we can as well.
So Revelation this year runs between the 9th and the 19th of July online. How do people actually engage and get involved? Do you buy a ticket for everything or do you buy tickets separately?
Well, it's really up to you, and that's like everything with Wherever is. We leave it up to you. So you can buy a ticket for one film. You can buy a gold pass for every film. You can buy smaller passes for a selection. So there is something there for everyone. And if you go to our website and you can go to Couched and it's all laid out for you.
Beautiful. So do you have a favourite yet, or are you not allowed to say, or is there a few you can mention that would like to?
It's like picking your favourite child. But one thing we've got, which I'm really excited about, is a live event as well. So they make a live film. It's called In the Shadow It Waits. It's happening during Revelation twice. And they are making this live film as you watch it, and then at the end of it you get to do a Q&A with them.
Really? Oh my goodness, that's like a major improvisation?
It is. Sometimes, because you've got 6 actors with a feed coming from their houses and the different setups. It's not just a locked off shot, there's lots of different setups. And sometimes it doesn't quite work and sometimes they need to improvise, but there's someone cutting it all together and they've got this whole narrative about being in lockdown. And their group, someone has brought a game into their little group, and that's going to sort of terrorise all of them, and they need to deal with that.
That sounds extremely intriguing.
It is. It's fascinating. I've been really loving dealing with the filmmakers with that because it's such a great concept.
Susie, you put so much work into the festival. We know when we talk to you about it every year. Is there anything else particularly, because there is a lot, and I know everyone will have to go onto the website, but is there anything in particular that you'd get people to watch out for from this particular year?
One thing I'm really proud of is a WA-made feature film that we've got, which is completely independently made, just with local filmmakers, cast and crew. And they've put together a very low budget, really funny film about someone wanting to have a dinner party that just doesn't go to plan, and it ventures into comedy, it ventures into sci-fi, and then it goes into horror.
Wow.
So it's got all the elements and it's locally made, and we're really, really proud to support these local films.
Oh, look, it sounds beautiful. It sounds like a mini Seinfeld, something about nothing, but that's funny. That could happen to any of us.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Susie, it's always a pleasure to have you on the couch. Where do we find out more about the Revelation?
revelationfilmfest.org is our website, and that will tell you everything. You can take that link anywhere and get onto Couched and go through and look at every single thing there. It's amazing.
Beautiful. Very excited. I'm looking forward to logging on and buying some tickets myself. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll have you again, I'm sure, very soon.
I certainly hope so.
Okay, thanks, Susie. And it's back to you now, Fred.
Well done, Susie and Nisha. Susie, well done with that as well. In a time where it's very hard to people having access to different things, you're making it accessible in a way that people know works. And I think it's a good way of keeping the organisation going. Also the film festival. And a lot of young people rely on this sort of stuff too, which I think is great. So please buy your tickets, support the Revelation Film Festival here in Perth. Anywhere in Australia you can watch it, and you're supporting a wonderful local organisation trying to get back up and running as well. That is it from us talking about local organisations. We've done our dash for today. We've finished. We're right out of time. Thank you to all our presenters. Thank you to all our crew, our directors, our control room, and thanks to you at home for watching The Couch, episode 670 next week, right here on Channel 173, only on Foxtel. Look forward to your company next week. We'll leave you with Lauren Marsden with a beautiful song, because from all of us, it actually is a perfect song. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. We'll be there. See you then.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Set you free, I told you you can always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow, I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Oh no, darling, no wind, no rain, no winter's cold can't stop me, baby. No, no, baby. If you're ever in trouble, I'll be there on the double. Just stand on me, baby. My love is alive, way down in my heart, although we are miles apart. If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double, just as fast as I